Hold up.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Fox98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today on my channel. Today we are back with round 10 of my F1 2016 career mode with Mercedes-Benz. We are here for the Silverstone, or the British Grand Prix. We have added a new part, which is the monkey seat, which is a part of the downforce. So now we've got an extra bit of downforce on the car. We should hopefully be better at these circuits, which do require a bit of downforce. If you do enjoy today's video, drop a like on it. That'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And yeah, if you haven't seen any of my other previous videos, I'll leave a link to them in the description down below. You can go and watch the previous video. I've left a link. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you go and watch it. And yeah, there's playlists, like I said before, on my channel, so you can see all of my F1 videos. But as you can see then, looking in the drivers' standings, with 31 points clear of Lewis Hamilton, so we're doing quite well in the drivers' standings at the moment, leading the way up against me and Hamilton in the Mercedes battle. The two Red Bulls are next, followed by the McLaren and the Ferrari. In the constructors' standings, it is Mercedes from Red Bull from Ferrari, just like in real life actually. At the moment, so all going well for us at this current stage in the championship. We still got a long way to go though, so we definitely can't say that we're comfortable yet. So if we, here we go then, we're going into the track acclimatization test, and round the final corner here, we actually go and set purple around the entire lap here at Silverstone. So just showing that homegrown, this is my home circuit. I know a lot about Silverstone, and we can get on with it. But as you can see, we're coming down into the Bale chicane once again on the tyre wear test, and once again we've completely battered this tyre wear test, maxing it out fully, getting all the resource points possible for this session. Moving on then, actually I didn't actually do it. The qualifying simulation run, I did not do, for the one reason that during the tyre wear test, I was meant to do it on the medium compound tyres, the white-walled stripped tyre. However, they were reserved for the race, so I had to do it on the soft tyres, and then the tyres but then those soft tyres had done 6 laps, and I tried to then do a qualifying run, and they were already 50% worn, and they were completely useless. So we didn't do a qualifying simulation test on this in this Mercedes. However, it didn't really matter, because as you can see, we are into qualifying, and it is full wet conditions for qualifying, so all that dry running in practice and was not really needed. We didn't really need to do soft tyre running for qualifying, because we just didn't really need it. But into Q2, we qualify in 2nd place here, so not a bad result at all. Scrolling down the order, you can see a couple of drivers retiring from the session. Into Q3 now we go, round the final corner here, and we're just making sure that we do not lose the back end of the car as we come through and cross the line there to set the fastest lap of qualifying so far in this session, breaking down into turn 1. And that's all it was. In Q3, we got pole position. We beat Lewis Hamilton, so it's Mercedes from Red Bull, from Ferrari and McLaren splitting each other up with a Williams, and I believe that was a Haas there. So a fantastic result, getting pole position for our home Grand Prix. It's an all-British front row for the Silverstone Grand Prix, so I'm looking forward to seeing how we can get on this race. In terms of the driver rivalry, we're starting to really edge better. We're doing better in this rivalry than we did in the previous one against Lewis Hamilton, which is crucial because we definitely want to try and beat Lewis Hamilton in the rivalry, because if we can do that, that could give us the opportunity to be promoted to the #1 driver for the Mercedes team. So there we are, taking a commanding lead in that sense, and the driver position there looking really good indeed. Emma is going to give us our session objectives for this British Grand Prix, and we're going to see what she would like from us, which is going to be probably the same as normal. Yep, same as normal. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the race for the British Grand Prix.
We're right back where it all began. The very first World Championship Grand Prix was held here at Silverstone in 1950, with Giuseppe Farina taking the top step of an all-Alfa Romeo podium. He earned 9 championship points that day on his way to the inaugural title. His winning total at the season's end, just 30 points. My, how times have changed. So let's see who can reach the top step of the modern podium today. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of the Silverstone circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, along with 2 DRS zones on the Wellington and Hanger Straights respectively. But the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. Joining me to talk you through the action today is Anthony Davidson, and give us an idea of what kind of thing you're going to be looking out for today.
Well, the big question for me is whether or not we're going to see the cars able to follow each other closely enough to overtake, especially through the fast sections here. Of course, we've got DRS, and that will help on the straights, but it's still no good if you're coming off the previous corner too slowly or too far behind.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. It's Mercedes in pole position then, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Kimi Raikkonen and Alonso, Vettel, Button, Massa and Esteban Gutierrez, Grosjean, Bottas, Carlos Sainz and Perez, Haryanto, Wehrlein, Nico Hülkenberg and Daniel Kvyat, Nasser and Magnussen, Jolyon Palmer and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright then guys, so as you can see we are here on the track right now for the British Grand Prix. We're going to be starting on the soft tyres, which are going to go to about lap 5 of this race. Then we're going to be taking the medium compound tyres all the way to the end of the race. And that is going to be the strategy for today. Starting on pole position, as we have done quite a few times actually this season. We have got a lot more pole positions this year. We didn't get pole in Austria or in Canada. But the last time we got pole was in Azerbaijan, I believe it was. It was Azerbaijan. So we didn't get pole in Austria, but we did in Azerbaijan. So hopefully again we can convert this pole position into a win, but who knows as we go out on the formation lap as we normally do. But we're going to skip the formation lap right about now, so we can get rid of it. But on the grid now here, we've got 3, 4, now 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix, and it is lights out and away we go for the British Grand Prix. And once again, Lewis Hamilton has got a great start off the line. The 2 Mercedeses have just bolted away. I'm going to give Lewis Hamilton the space to go around the inside into turn 1, but he doesn't make it stick. Yellow flags already into turn 1. Contact already happening further back down the field as we enter now towards the Hanger Straight. But the safety car comes out straight away. Another first lap incident. Safety car's out. We've got to drop the delta. And that now is 3 safety cars in a row. We had a safety car in Azerbaijan, in Baku. We had one in Austria, and now we've got another one here in Silverstone. But as you can see from the replay at the start, me and Hamilton get an absolutely bolt lightning start. But Hamilton then falls back into the clutches of Verstappen because I had to hold him off. At this point, the safety car has just come out now. Let's have a look at the safety cars. We're running on board with Pascal Wehrlein here, who gets hit, actually, by a Toro Rosso. But there's actually more contact in front of Wehrlein, so it's not just this that happened. And it was one of them was Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. So he's coming now through here into turn 1. He brakes, but he goes straight into the back of Alonso here. And a lot of contact made. And Vettel escapes with just a broken front wing end plate. Riding on board now with the Haas of, I believe, Romain Grosjean. He gets caught up in the Vettel incident, goes into Vettel, spins himself around, and it's all carnage and chaos into turn 1. And pretty silly stuff here. But as you can see, we are now right behind the safety car here at lap 2 of this Grand Prix. And I think you can kind of guess why I've cut to lap 2, essentially. And we're coming around Stowe Corner now. You can see I'm going to pull up my dash and I'm going to pit this lap for a set of the medium compound tyres. Because normally, the safety car, if there's a safety car at the end of the first lap, if you're doing 25% races, the safety car tends to come in around about the end of lap 4 or about the end of lap 4. That's when it normally comes out. So, what my thinking behind this is, well, if the safety car does what it always does and comes in at the end of lap 4, my pit stop to go onto the medium compound tyres was the end of lap 5, the start of lap 6. So it's only a lap earlier. So why not just pit for the medium compound tyres, rejoin to the back of the field, all the drivers will then come into the pits, and then we'll go back at the front and have a pit stops advantage. Of course, we did this in Austria, if you remember, back in the last race. However, of course, and we even did it back in the previous race when we had the first safety car in Baku. Because in Baku, we pitted first to go onto the super soft tyres after the intermediates, and we managed to get ourselves all the way up to the front then and have over a 10-second lead. In Austria, we managed to pit, and then we managed to fight our way through the field. Of course, we had to change our front wings. We were slightly compromised. Going back to Russia, this year we had the first lap safety car, and again the same thing happened. So I'm going a lot wrong this strategy, and it's worked literally every time. But the safety car is now coming in. The yellow flags are out, so there's no overtakings. We come round Stowe corner now, but the green flags are away, and racing can begin. And our first pursuit is Nico Hulkenberg. Down into the Vale chicane we go. Hulkenberg is going to give us the room round the inside, but he actually defends it quite nicely round the outside there. So Hulkenberg, we have to sit back for him a little bit longer, but we're in a Mercedes and he's in a Force India, so you can clearly tell that we're going to go right round the inside of Hulkenberg into turn 1 and keep the car on the circuit there. Nicely done from myself there, and breaking down into this difficult right-hander. We get that move sticked. As you can see, we're back on board with myself, a little bit further back, but now we're back on track here. And next up the road is Pascal Wehrlein in the Manor, but he is on the soft tyres, we're on the medium compound tyres, and unfortunately for me, Pascal Wehrlein has actually got the slipstream of the cars in front, so we're a little bit useless in the straight line. So we just need to sit back and wait for them to start scrapping, and then we'll be able to bring ourselves back into play against these drivers in front of us. But we've already started to build ourselves a gap over Nico Hulkenberg, so Hulkenberg not really going to be a threat for us at the moment, so we don't need to worry about him. We just need to worry about what's going on in front of us and what we can do to try and battle these guys in front and make up some position. So as we can see now, coming around, I can't remember this corner, I forgot British tracks because I'm retarded. But we're coming towards what I know is Maggots and Beckett's. I want to say that's Club Corner that we just went past before, but yeah, everyone will just punch me in the face otherwise. So coming in through now, Maggots and Beckett's, and you can see we're closing in on Pascal Wehrlein, but we go a little bit wide, a little bit of understeer in this car, and Pascal about a second or so away, Hulkenberg 2 seconds back, so we've clearly dropped Hulkenberg. And now coming through Stowe corner here, a little bit out of shape on my entrance there, making me affect on the exit. But Pascal actually comes into the pits, and that's going to be the end of his stint on the soft tyres. Again, end of lap 5. Lewis Hamilton goes through and sets the fastest lap of the race so far. So Hamilton clearly showing that the Mercedes has still got some pace, and Hamilton did not make a pit stop. So he is trying to go further after the safety car came out, which is a bit of a risky manoeuvre. I definitely wouldn't have recommended doing it myself, but nevertheless anyway. But skipping further on now, we are going to be attacking Sergio Perez for 3rd place in this Grand Prix. A lot of drivers have been ducking into the pits, and Perez is one of those that didn't duck into the pits, breaking down the inside into the Vale chicane. Here we get straight past Sergio Perez up into 3rd place, and Perez is yet to make his pit stop yet, so we will be seeing Sergio Perez disappear from our rear view mirror anytime soon here. Lap 8 of this British Grand Prix, all going quite smoothly at the moment, as we run very, very wide into turn 1. But as you can see now, we're coming towards Maggots and Beckett's here on lap 9 of the Grand Prix. Sergio Perez still behind us, but he's not really threatening us. However, though, we do make a mess of Maggots and Beckett's here. We go very, very wide, and it's given us a lot of understeer in the car, and that's brought Sergio Perez nicely into play here. Sergio has got the DRS on us. He's going to go to the left-hand side of the circuit, into Stowe corner. Perez has got a chance to come back at us, but luckily we do manage to fend off Sergio Perez in his Force India with no problems whatsoever. Perez eventually comes into the pits. A little bit of a scare there from the Force India, but we made a few mistakes on that lap, allowed Perez to close in on us, and then eventually, you know, Perez sort of darted off into the pits then. Little final gasp of attack beforehand, and that's going to take us into the lead of the British Grand Prix here on lap 10, with Max Verstappen changing to the soft tyres and going to take those to the end of the race. So he's going to be very racy at the end, and that's exactly what happened. As you can see, we're riding on board with Hamilton and Ricciardo. Now, me and Hamilton are started on the soft tyres and are finishing on the medium compound tyres, whereas the 2 Red Bulls started on the medium tyres and are finishing on the soft, so they're aggressive in the final stint. I am about 10 seconds clear of this battle at the moment. However, these guys had a bit of a scrap, and the only reason I noticed this scrap is because when I was actually driving and I was alone up front, I saw that the leaderboard kept changing, so I came back And these guys had a pretty interesting scrap. So down the hanger straight now, coming into Stowe corner, Lewis Hamilton goes round the inside of Daniel Ricciardo and gets the move nicely done. But again, coming towards the old pit straight, the Red Bulls had supreme traction over the Mercedes drivers, and Ricciardo once again going around the inside here, and he gets the move on Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton sticks with him, but coming through Maggots and now Beckett's here, the Red Bull gets in front, and Lewis Hamilton has to sit behind with Max Verstappen right behind him. The two Red Bulls really going at it against my teammate Lewis Hamilton here. Hamilton now with the DRS down the hanger straight here. Can he get a move back on Daniel Ricciardo? He goes to the right hand side of the circuit once again, just like the previous lap. Max Verstappen's going to follow Lewis Hamilton down the inside into Stowe. Hamilton gets the job done, and now Max Verstappen also gets the job done. Same place as before, this time Verstappen fancies to go on Lewis Hamilton. So my teammate is under massive pressure here in front of his home crowd at Silverstone. And Verstappen gets round the inside of Hamilton, just like Ricciardo did and the two times that he got past. But once again, through Maggots and now Beckett's here, Lewis Hamilton is still right behind Max Verstappen and can possibly get a run on the Danish driver himself. So now, as you can see, he gets the rear wing open, DRS activated. To the right-hand side of the circuit, Lewis Hamilton once again goes. This time, he gets the move back on Max Verstappen and is back in front of the Dutch driver himself. I don't know why it's Danish. But as you can see now, onto lap 13 of the Grand Prix, braking hard now down into Stowe corner. You can see that it actually says that Verstappen is in front of Hamilton, but there you can see the overtake of Hamilton coming through. Overall, though, it's been a very quiet and clean race from myself. Once again, using the safety car strategies to our utmost finest. However, as you can see, that's kind of it, really. We came through. We take the win here in Silverstone at our home Grand Prix. A great result for us indeed. Lewis Hamilton did actually come home and finish second. So not only was it a Mercedes 1-2, it was a British 1-2 for us here in Silverstone. So really good job there from us. Basically, the safety car, again, caused the AIs to pit at random times. But bearing in mind, I do want to say that I did have a 10-second lead when they started battling the two Red Bulls. And by the end of the race, which was about 4 laps, the gap was down to about 6 seconds. So the AIs definitely had some pace over me. But once again, because they pitted after the safety car and not during the safety car, my advantage was just too big that I was not going to concede defeat this time. But guys, if you have enjoyed the British Grand Prix, leave a like on it, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you are new to my channel as well. We've been gaining a lot of subscribers recently, and I really do appreciate you for that. And the views on these videos, all my videos so far are passing 100 views. I haven't checked to see if my race from yesterday in Austria has gone past 100 views yet, but everything else has, and it's absolutely awesome to see that you guys are continually watching these videos. So for that, I really do thank you so much. Here is the full classification for you guys now, so you can see what happened. Driver standings, we increase our lead again to 38 points now over Lewis Hamilton. So starting to get a good comfortable margin coming towards the mid part of the season here in this Formula 1 career mode, with the two Red Bulls following on behind. The constructor standings, a couple of changes. Williams have gone in front of Haas, and Force India are now in front of Toro Rosso. So a couple of changes there in the constructor standings in terms of some battles. Apart from that, that is going to be it for this video. So we're just going to go and have a look and collect our resource points. And we're also going to go and have a look at the driver rivalry and all of that stuff. And then we're going to wrap up today's episode. So here are all the resource points. We don't actually have enough to do the upgrade I wanted to. So we're just going to have to wait until the Hungarian Grand Prix to make the upgrade that I want to, which is the chassis weight. So there is the career score. We don't care about that. But that's it, guys, for this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next race. Take care. Peace.